Good day, grinders. Welcome to Toygrind, or as it was kind of always destined to become, the GoBot Show. Time today to dive into the Action Toys Machine Robo toy line, which is pretty much the official modern-day Machine Robo revival, bringing some collector-quality cred to many of the OG Bandai series' deliciously delirious designs. It's basically Generations GoBots, and I'm always hyped to see what they come out with, because much as the Gobos and the Machine Robos are dearly beloved by weirdos like me, and you, presumably, they do have, and have always had, an image problem. Like in the minds of the masses, they're generally either forgotten or sneered at. Oh, you killed off Psykill? Wow. Fresh. So anything that could potentially bring the GoBots back into the public eye is okay with this guy. No, not like that! So, as a toy line, the Action Toys Robo Boys have, for me at least, proven a bit hit and miss. I mean, I've got exactly 2 of them, and I like exactly 1 of them. That's textbook hit and miss. To be fair, these are the very first ones from a few years back, so things have probably progressed a bit. And what better way to get caught up than by checking one out that's so brand new it's not even properly finished? That's right, welcome to a Toygrind exclusive first look sneak peek at Action Toys' Tough Trailer. So this bruising blue bombshell is set to release sometime in 2019 with his chonking hugeness and charisma for days. But first, who is he? I mean, as a character, Tough Trailer's an absolute enigma to me. I think he comes from the Revenge of Kronos anime, which obviously I haven't seen because I've barely seen anything, and nobody's seen Revenge of Kronos. I guess it's fairly safe to assume he is tough and has a trailer, and I'm pretty sure he's mates with Stax. Like, they're a couple, I think. Not a huge fan of his name either, it just sounds like a bunch of words in a row. I mean, try explaining to the layman that Action Toys Machine Robo Tough Trailer actually means something. And just to make things even more nebulous, this is a prototype, yeah? It's not the absolute set-in-stone 100% platinum trophy final product, so let's take everything with a pinch of perhaps. Cool? Cool. So check out this chunky hunkster. Right off the bat, I'm just loving this lad's vibe. From his hefty cuboid legs to his ridiculous robotic tabard, every piece of him is just a big chunk, bringing the Bandai boxiness and 80s oblongs for maximum simplistic impact. Simpact. And this kind of unpretentious geometric honesty coupled with his gorgeous blue hue makes him one of the purest examples of thoroughbred robot handsomeness I think I've ever seen. Size-wise then, Tough Trailer positively towers over his incumbent Machine Robo compatriots, but I don't think he's quite the same scale as that other Bike Robo DX they did, and I'm not totally sure what would be the Transformers equivalent here. Not to say it matters, and not to say he should have to fall in line with our Hasbro overlords. But, you know, this is a review, so ballpark comparisons, I'd say he's kind of got a Masterpiece Inferno thing on the go. But make no mistake, Double T-Dog is very much his own beast. Like, he's bringing this wonderful blend of design conventions that draws as much from classic Machine Robo and Transformers as it does from, like, cheesy 70s tokusatsu and manga motifs. I mean, check out this gorgeous noodle with its earnest, youthful features, big zappy Ultraman eyes, and sweet Bancho trucker cap. Love the see-through Iron Brew chest cockpit there, and these sort of shoulder stages which cascade down like Manhattan architecture to this giant foldy flat truck nose. That's such a GoBot move, man. Very Staxy, very Baron Von Joy-y. Not totally sure what the deal is with that big red clickbait arrow though. Like, I don't know if it means anything or if it'll get a decal eventually, but it works as a sweet retro robo detail and that's enough for me. The bod block itself can get pretty intrusive though, like it comes down a weirdly long way and can obscure the waist wiggle. So fortunately you can unclip the belly box from his slinky spine and bounce it outward for some sweet swivel clearance. There you go. You'd never know. Bit of a backpack on the go there, but it's fairly flat and untroublesome, and it almost brings to mind some kind of orc war god effigy. Now, I don't know if this is the final production plastic they're gonna use, but god damn, he's a hefty one. Like, it's super dense and smooth in a way that leans into the chunkular visual design and heavy clickety-clack joints to make it feel like something truly next level. I'm really into this thing, can you tell? Arms are inordinately interesting there. I mean, at first glance, they just look like standard clunksome robot arms with chunky chunks and hefty machine screw elbows, but there's actually kind of a lot going on here. Like, the sweet sculpted fingers are banging, the wrists don't swivel, but the entire forearms do, and the biceps actually physically fold out of these shoulder shells, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Also, I love these tilty smokestack zappers. Like, I prefer them about 45, but you can point them straight up for the Optimus realness or flop them fully forward for the full Flash Titan fantasy. But for actual weapons, he's packing a small arsenal of makeshift gun chunks. Like, you've got this base unit thing with a fold-out secondary handle, a couple of kinda cool-looking barrels, and a Gatling gun that spins and everything. And most of them clip on Megatron style, or you can construct a bunch of different Franken-shooters all the way up to the giant monster minigun. Now who's tough? Anyway, the legs aren't quite as clever, but they are marvelously meaty. Just a stack of giant blue rectangles, like a robot drawn by a toddler. Robots are technology shaped like square people. Definitely something incredibly appealing about these clusters of wheels round the back. They remind me of that old board game Rebound, which I'd forgotten about until right now. And they do sort of say a lot about how this guy deals with his alt mode kibble. They're not really hidden, they're just on there, but somehow they look nice. Likewise, the feet are pretty fierce and flavoursome down there, mounted on these super strong ball and tilt double ankles for some seriously sturdy posage. And again, it's almost weird how natural the truck details look. Like, of course he's got grills for heels. Why wouldn't he have bumpers for toes and just headlights and partial wheel arches hanging out? And that's kind of the whole thing about Tough Trailer. He's so wonderfully unapologetic about what he is. Just a big balls-out blue-collar badass. And just one of the best-looking, most satisfying and refreshingly raw robots I've seen in years. He just makes me feel a bit better about who I am, because he is all the things that I want to be. A good man, an honest man, a working man, a tough man, a trailer man. Transformation, or I guess Machine Robonation, it's actually pretty unconventional and surprising. Basically, the tummy flap folds out and then everything else sort of gravitates around it. The feet flip around like a mad rat bag. The back wheels fold out on these giant underplanks. Arms and backpack are a smidge scrappy around there, but you can deal with it. And once it's locked in, it's going nowhere. And what even is this truck mode? I mean, it is a truck, but like more? Like Truck Plus. So yeah, I guess this is what Tough Trailer looked like in the past, but de-goofified into a high-grade hunk of pure plastic power you could definitely braid an intruder with. It comes off like some industrial beef beast made to tow only the biggest loads. Just a solid brick of pure mechanical mass that happens to have a truck cab on it. How big would this be? I mean, the windscreen looks almost out of place up there, perched on this multi-story platform of sci-fi techno meat with this awesome but highly odd sort of chunky balcony skirt. It's like if Ultra Magnus f***ed a skyscraper. Real talk though, this is mightily impressive. Like, you do believe it could pull anything with whatever monstrous engine lies within, and 8 independent wheels with wonderfully tactile black tyres. The rear end does seem a smidge unrefined though, much like your mum's does. Like, the forearms do have a tough time tabbing in there, but benefit of the doubt and all that, it might just be because I'm a giant oaf man. That is a factor. And I don't know if he's gonna come with an actual trailer, tough or otherwise, but just in case, he's definitely geared up for it with this handy hitch hole and acres of room to maneuver. Honestly though, I'm hoping he doesn't. Like, who has room? Besides, you can cram all his gear into the gaps underneath, so who even needs a trailer? So yeah, Tough Trailer's alt mode is super slick and extremely him. For me, it doesn't feel like a disguise at all, it's just what he needs to be when it's time to go to work. He's a robot that looks like it turns into a truck, and a truck that looks like it turns into a robot. It's just who he is. Overall then, Tough Trailer is no joke. This is the kind of figure that I feel like I'd love regardless of identity or franchise. Like, you don't need to be super into Machine Robo or even know who Tough Trailer is to get a kick out of this thing. That is, I imagine it helps, but I came in completely blind and I've totally fallen in love with it. Mainly he's just a damn fine figure with an appeal all his own. And honestly, I don't know if there's really that much room for improvement. This is great. Just release it. He's like a capsule of righteous robot charm stuck out of time. A sparkling singularity of pure chunky fun. Chun. So cheers for watching. Huge thanks to the Action Toys gang for giving me the scoop on this magnificent machine man. And please, grind on. And he's back. Just wanted to give these names a little bit more room to breathe so you can actually read them. And extra special mega thanks to the Patreon squad for letting me keep doing what I do. I'd be nothing without you. See you next time!